Hey, Cornbread review off the bat, bro.
You might not like my review then, man. Yeah, so all in all, man, I ended up coming up 2.5 out of 5. Two of them things.
Yo.
5 out of 5 cornbreads for the cornbread review. What you think?
Yo, welcome back, Cornbread Movie Review family. What up, man? Hey, we rolling with this thing. How y'all doing out there? Show me how you doing and like this video. Like right below, like and subscribe. And as always, just because you subscribed, I mean you got notifications on, make sure you turn them on. It's a little bell right below. All right, go ahead and do that. But we back with another episode of CMR, man. That's what I'm calling it from now on. You know, CMR, Cornbread Movie Review. But we got to keep talking about this series. Exterminate all the brutes. Same as always. This is part 3, though. Part 3, it gets just as... This show is getting better with time as well, man. This guy is covering everything under the sun. And the guy I'm talking about is Raoul Peck. All right, so he's the narrator too, like, you know, with the Kermit voice, but you know he's family now too, so we love him. So Exterminate the Brutes. If you have not checked it out already, it's on HBO Max. We're talking about part 3. We already covered part 2 and part 1, so go back to my old videos if you have not seen them yet. Watch it and come back and see me again, man. But part 3, we got to go straight into it, man. This episode, it covered war and weapons, right? He talked about when China discovered gunpowder and how that changed things. You know, they had cannons and everything else, but they talked about the gun, especially like the gun and the rifle only went 100 yards, right? So you're still kind of close quarters even when you're in war. So they needed technology to improve. So, and the rifle improved in 1860. And then after that, they had the automatic rifle, right? Because the rifle only had one bullet. It was hard to use. You had to stand up. You had to tear it off like this and then put in the powder and everything. So it took too long. And he said when you shoot it, smoke will come out. Now your enemies know where you're at, right? So they can shoot at you. So as time went on, technology got better. They improved on the guns. And then they improved, they made a 3-round, right? Just load in 3 rounds and you could shoot those. Then somebody created the automatic weapon. After that, wrap. It's a wrap. They shooting 100 round drums at people with no problem, right? No jams or nothing. So they said as soon as the colonizers got those automatic weapons, they were wiped. They was like, what's the even point of even fighting them? They're killing hundreds or thousands and nobody's down on their side. So that gave them a great advantage. And we know as time keeps progressing, man, that technology is going to get better and the weapons. You know, they need to go bigger and bigger, right? Now they got the automatic, what they going to come up with next? They got cannons. Well, we want to kill a nation without even being there. How you do that? Bombs, of course, right? So now they're just creating bombs, dirty bombs, and just killing whole nations, and it's causing obviously radiation. The after effect is taking out generations, you know. So I'm glad he talked about that during this, like I said, in this part 3, because now you got in the nitty gritty. And I love his cinematography, man. If I was doing a Cornbread Movie review with him, you know, cinematography would be a 5 out of this. He's very creative in how he displays war and gives you like some cartoon animation. Then he'll give you like real animation. He'll have his actors play out certain scenes. He's very creative, man, and I really enjoy that. Like I said, on this scene, you know, I gotta fix my camera, man. You know, we live over here. Even though it's not live, we live. You know, I ain't gonna hide from nothing, man. I'm adjusting like y'all, so hopefully no issues there. But anyway, so I really give my kudos to Raoul Peck for improving on the cinematography as well, man. So he just didn't stop with statistics or graphics or just I'm gonna put this masterpiece together. No, he's showing that this is real, man. And I really hope y'all enjoying this series because each episode is so much to unpack. Also, I covered this individual in episode or part 1. He makes a small cameo in part 2, but in part 3 he keeps showing up. And I'm talking about Josh Hartnett. I'm gonna put his picture up next to me. You know, unless I missed it from part 1, I don't know who he is or what he represents. He could just be a symbol of fuckery, bro, of nonsense. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be cursing on YouTube, but it's just bad. He's just a bad vibe, right? He's evil. Evil, evil, evil. Almost in there every scene, you know, he's doing something that just, you know, it just don't sit right with you. So hopefully they address him in part 4, or like I said, maybe he's just a symbol of pastime. So like I said, back to him. One thing that I I didn't even think about. He discussed, I'm talking about he is in Peck, he talked about Boy Scouts. I don't even know why, like I said, maybe it's my ignorance, I just assumed, okay, that's an American thing, Boy Scouts, but it's not. Boy Scouts was in Canada, Australia, Egypt, Palestine, East Africa, all over the world. You know, the Boy Scouts have been around for a long time. It's to try to teach kids, you know, nature, and teach kids how to be young adults and be responsible. And like I said, show them that fathers or just older men are doing right in the world, right? It's a little bit different in America, you know, so be careful. Yeah, of course, we always got to mess up something, man. So be careful if your kid's in Boy Scouts. But that's just eye-opening that's such an American thing of me just to assume that, okay, this one activity or one group is just here in the States. But no, it's worldwide. So thank you for that, right? He also talks a little, he always goes in his religious pockets, right? So he talked about dinosaurs. That people are showing all these bones and have research on them, but they're not addressed in religion, right? So it begs to differ that how, you know, Noah's Ark brought over all these animals and that's where the animals came from, but it does not touch on dinosaurs. So that's kind of a conflict that he keeps bringing up. And in part 2, he kind of said that he doesn't really, you know, believe in God or religion affiliation, you know. So like I said, he asks these questions, and these are good talking points. This is part of, hopefully in the comments, you guys can inform me on why, you know, it's not addressed in Christianity or other religions as well. If you're saying that dinosaurs did exist, right? If you're saying that dinosaurs didn't exist, then it's kind of hard to explain all these massive bones everywhere with no answers. So I really like that he starts to vibe with this. This episode, about 10 to 15 minutes, it was more like watching Animal Planet. You know, like I said, he got in those pockets of talking about different animals, about how nature is violent. But we're human, we're part of nature, so we're violent. You know, people look at, okay, a tiger killing a gazelle or a zebra as, oh, that's nature. That's, you know, that's just what it is. But we don't accept, obviously, humans killing other humans because we feel like we have the conscience to think that that is wrong. So, like I said, great dialogue starters for this piece, especially part 3. He talked more about Darwin's natural selection theories. On how, is it true, is it not true? Different countries have tried to prove that, you know, in the name of science, you know, each race should be with their race, right? You should not mix races. And maybe I'm mixing Darwin's theory with more that he was talking about the science. You know the scene that I'm talking about of, he had the scientist come in and he said there's 3 different parts. He said not really 3 different races, but 3 different ideologies, 3 different symbols of humans. You have the savage, who are dark-skinned individuals. This is blasphemy that this is a real thing that somebody said this. So all dark-skinned are savages. All whites are civilized. And the Chinese are semi-civilized, right? I guess they were savages at the beginning, but now they're getting better. So I can't believe that people are teaching this, man. This is ludicrous in its purest form. But this still gets taught, or people still feel like that to this day, and that is a major problem. And I applaud. I'm gonna give you a real applaud. I applaud those individuals. Even at that scene could be staged, right? But if it is real or if it's a reenactment of something that really happened, I applaud those humans who stood up and said, no, what you're saying is outlandish and it's wrong. And this is not in the name of science. This is somebody's opinion that's crazy, right? And so you know the verbiage that they use in the show. So I'll let you watch that, man. I loved it. They also covered genocide. You know, genocide is, by definition, is the deliberate killing of a mass nation or group, right? Like you're purposely trying to wipe out a nation. And so that would be qualified as a genocide. I didn't get a time on when he starts scrolling down all the genocides, what classified that, and I guess there's a book in New York that classifies everything as a genocide, but there's only 41 instances where it was classified as a genocide. So I would like to get the dates on, hey, the last one, I think the 41, what year was that, right? Or is that old news or is that current? So I really, that's the only part that I question, like, dang, man, I wish you would have covered, is this currently 41 or is it 41 from the 90s, right? That's the only thing I didn't get clarity on, but it's 41, like that's a lot, where you deliberately try to kill hundreds of thousands of people, you know, to wipe them out. So we got to do better. As a country, as a world, we have to do better, man. It's terrible. And as I stated, like I said, that part 3 ends. This was a great show. It's a great series, but part 3 was great. It ends where, like I said, whites, they're saying whites should only procreate as much as possible, right? Like they were saying families would have 7, 8, 9 kids together, but minorities or blacks should only have 1, maybe 2, or none, right? And if they do have kids, they should never mix, ever. They don't feel like they should ever mix. Whites should stay with whites, and then blacks should stay with blacks, you know. So I'm glad that he talked a little bit about the interracial dating, but America's changing. America's changing. This is, if you love somebody, you love them, you're going to be with them, right? And so hopefully things get better. I'm excited for part 4 to see how he ends this thing, especially the topics that he's talking about, because I'm trying to think of what else can he talk about. I mean, he's covered from the 1400s to slavery to genocide to, like I said, we just discussed animals to dinosaurs to religion to Christopher Columbus to trade. I'm excited to see what he's going to talk about in the 4-part or in the 4th series. Y'all let me know what you think he's going to talk about. Like I said, I'm staying with y'all. Every week I'm going to drop one. This is our last series. Next week I'm going to drop part 4. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave your comments. Like I said, if I left something out, it's not on purpose, but I want to know what y'all think about what I'm saying, right? Am I off base on a couple things? Enlighten me. Hey, I'm open book. Teach me. And if anything, hopefully I'm teaching y'all to make y'all show that this is what I'm getting out of what he's saying, you know. So we all in this together. CMR family, I appreciate y'all. We'll be back next week again for the 4th part of this series. But I always do Cornbread Movie review anyway. So make sure you like, subscribe. I'll holler at y'all again. Peace.